What's up, guys? I'm really excited to make this video because I cannot wait to see the comments below. So, one of the biggest changes to Season 2 for Street Fighter V is that all meterless, full-body invincible specials will no longer be fully invincible until the 3rd frame. So the characters that this affects right now are Ryu, Ken, Cammy, Necalli, all have meterless invincible uppercuts. And I guess we could count Akuma as well, since he is coming into the game. And we would assume this change would affect him for sure. So, what this means. So, these uppercut specials, these uppercuts, will lose their ground invincibility on the first 2 frames, making them unreliable as a reversal attack. This is because if the opponent does a melee attack, which is an attack that's already active while you're rising up from a knockdown, you'll get hit out of your reversal because it is no longer ground invincible. So, if you guys are still confused about this, a good way to understand how this works is that it's basically like comparing it to a lot of the reversal armor attacks that are in the game. So, for example, Laura's EX elbow, Alex's EX elbow, Mika's EX Peach, Zangief's EX Bear Grab, and Balrog's EX Upper. All of these type of armor specials are armor on frame 3 and can be easily meatied. So you don't use these attacks when your opponent knocks you down and you're getting up. You don't use them because if the opponent's already sticking out of normal, as your characters wake it up, they get hit by it anyways and the armor is not active yet. So this is the exact same thing that's happening to these meterless uppercut reversals. Now, I should definitely point out that this doesn't mean you cannot use your uppercuts as anti-airs. Okay, so don't get confused by this. They are taking away the ground invincibility, not the upper body invincibility. So you can still anti-air meterless with your DPs, no problem. It basically changes all uppercuts into Guile's flash kick. Guile's flash kick works this way. So, now, this means if you want to do an invincible reversal on Wake Up, you have to use the EX version, which is still fully invincible, frame 1. It still works the same as it does now. It's just that it will now cost you meter if you decide to do this. So once again, this is just like how Guile's flash kick works. If you want to do it as a reversal when you're waking up, you want to do it in a mix-up situation where you're both reset in the air, or you're getting you're in a vortex or something, you have to use meter now if you want to 100% get that fully invincible reversal. Now, you're probably wondering, does this mean I no longer get crush countered now on normal uppercut reversals since it's not fully invincible now? The answer is yes. You do still get crush countered punished because it is still upper body invincible and fully invincible on frame 3. So this is, once again guys, just like Guile's normal flash kick. He still gets crush countered because after 3rd frame, he becomes invincible anyways. So the other characters will follow this same suit. Yeah, I really can't wait to see the comments on this. So in summary, this means that they are taking out meterless invincible reversals from the game, so you can do a wake up. You cannot do a wake up DP unless you spend meter to do it. That is pretty much the summary of this. I kind of suspected this change, honestly, guys, because none of the 6 DLC characters had meterless invincible reversals, and I was figuring that Capcom was starting to shift the balance for the game, the direction they wanted to go with the new 6 DLC characters. Jury was super obvious on how she was designed, basically compared to the original core cast. Okay, so what is the reason for this drastic change? Well, according to Capcom's recent blog post, they are trying to remove similarities in the game. They're trying to make characters more distinct and unique from each other. Now, I know that sounds strange because we're taking away things, but what they're basically saying is, so for example, if they want DPs to be used as anti-airs and EX versions to be used as reversals, they don't want they don't want DPs to just be used for reversals, getting out of mix-ups, and anti-airs. They don't want to have all these uses. They want specific uses for every special, basically, is what they want. Capcom has already had this philosophy at the start of making this game, trying to make all normal attacks really unique from each other and have their own specific use. So that is pretty much like the philosophy on it. I know a lot of people are thinking it's something like evening the playing field, but their philosophy is more like trying to just make everything have its own specific use rather than having one move that has so many uses. They don't want that. All right, so how will this affect the game? Knockdowns will be more consistent around the board, pretty much. Every character you can expect to have almost the same amount of tools than other characters when you get knocked down. Reset situations will be more powerful and basically more scary. If say you do an air reset, you jab them out of the air and you're both coming down or recovering at the same time. You both meet air to air and you recover at the same time. You don't have to worry about one person having an invincible attack and you don't have one, unless of course he uses meter. But those situations would be a little bit more scary. Grapplers will have more of an advantage when they see that you don't have meter and that your options are limited. If you're a Zangief player and you knock your opponent down, or you have him in a mix-up where he has to guess between a grab or not, and you see he has no meter, you know he no longer has a DP option. So it definitely helps grapplers out. Mashing DPs through combos while getting hit is now much riskier. For example, even pro players do this. If you're getting hit by a long combo, let's say for example Guile's loop combo in the corner, you could be mashing DP, so in case he drops it for whatever reason, your DP will hit him into super, for example. You can't. It's much riskier to do this because the DP will no longer be invincible, and you might probably get counter hit, and the combo will continue anyways. Less supers in general, I would say, for these characters I named above, like Ryu, Kami, Ken, Nikali, Akuma. But basically less supers because of more meter management. Just because they're making it so you have to spend meter doesn't mean people are going to still be doing it. So if you're doing more EX reversals, if you're getting knocked down a lot, then you won't see much supers because of that. Alright, so what are the cons of this effect? Basically, Street Fighter V will be a more mix-up heavy game, just less versatile defensive options. Now there are some more changes to Street Fighter V. This isn't the only big system change. I just wanted to make a separate video for this, but I'll be talking more about it and we can look at it as a whole afterwards. But just with this change, it'd be a more mix-up heavy game just because, yeah, you have less defensive options. Another con is that the game might be more stale. The Street Fighter V is made in a very safe way where the rules aren't bent too far, especially when the dive kicks only be able to jump forward and things like that. Everyone has a counter to some projectile attack. The game might feel even more stale now because now every character will be very, very similar, especially in terms of the defensive side when waking up. So what are the pros about this? How will this benefit the game? Well, since they're also nerfing throw Oki across the board, which is something I'll explain in another video, knockdown pressure in general will be more rare. Like when you throw someone, they'll be knocked away so far that you won't have too many chances to get on them when they're knocked down as much as before. And if you kept meterless invincible uppercuts still in the game, it will make the game overall much more defensive. It would create some issues. It will make it really hard to get a good advantage on your opponent, especially with that throw Oki nerf. Another pro about this is that it'll be a more aggressive game in general, just with this change. But I don't have the whole picture in front of me, guys. Like, there's still more changes that we need to know. We only know what people have discovered in the PSX build. We need the actual official notes to see how this will be overall changed. But right now, it just seems it'll be more aggressive because of this, because there's less defensive options. So with that being said, guys, how do you feel about this? This is a really crazy change. It's definitely like not something that's happened in Street Fighter before. No invincible meterless reversals. It's insane. No wake up DPs. No Ume Shoryu. Well, it's got to be an EX Shoryu now if you want it to be a true invincible reversal. So really, really interesting. I cannot wait to see what you guys have to say about this. Is this for the better? Are we stepping in the right direction? Let me know in the comments below, guys. But yeah, thanks for watching and take care.